Hi everyone, in this video we're going to cover the following topics. If they are familiar to you, please skip the video to the questions, answer them, put your answer in the comment section below. If they are not, just join my class. Hi ladies and gentlemen, today we have a new video talking about VSEPR, which stands for valence shell electron pair repulsion, which is a way to predict the 3D shapes for Lewis structures after drawing them. And in case you need more help in drawing Lewis structure, you will find two links in the description below. And after drawing the Lewis structure, you have to check how many things are around the central atom. If you have two things around the central atom, then the 3D shape of the molecule is going to be as you see in the simulation in the upper left corner. And this shape is called linear. And if after drawing the Lewis structure we find that the central atom it has three things around it, then its shape is going to be as you can see in the photo in the upper left corner. And this shape we're going to call it trigonal planar, which means that the shape of the molecule it's like a triangle in the same plane. And finally, if after drawing the Lewis structure we find that the central atom it has four things around it, then its 3D shape is going to be as you can see. This shape is called tetrahedral. As you can see, it's very easy to predict the 3D shape of the molecule, but let's discuss what do we mean by 2, 3, or 4 things around the central atom in details. If we draw the Lewis structure for beryllium fluoride, beryllium is the central atom, and as you can see, it has two pairs of shared electrons. Since these two pairs they have the same charge, according to VSEPR theory, they should repel each other and to be as far as possible from each other. That's why the shape of this molecule is going to be linear. The same thing is happening if you want to draw the Lewis structure for carbon dioxide. Carbon is the central atom, and as you can see it has two double covalent bonds. Each double covalent bond is going to be considered as one thing. So here carbon it has two things, and these two things they have the same charge, so they are going to repel each other to be as far as possible from each other. That's why its shape is going to be linear. A third example on the linear shape, hydrogen cyanide. If we draw the Lewis structure, carbon is going to be at the center with a triple bond from one side and one single covalent bond from the other side. Also here carbon it has two things, since the triple bond is going to be considered as one thing, and these two things to be as far as possible from each other, the shape is going to be linear. And now let's move to the case where the central atom is surrounded by three things. Like when we have boron fluoride. Boron, as we explained in the previous videos, that it doesn't satisfy the octet rule. It is making three covalent bonds as you can see. So here boron is surrounded by three pairs of shared electrons. Since they have the same charge, they're going to repel each other, and to be as far as possible from each other, they are going to take the trigonal planar shape. One more example, methanol with formula CH2O. Here carbon is the central atom, and it has one double bond and two single covalent bonds. As I told you, the double bond is going to be considered as one thing. So here carbon it has three things, and these three things are repelling each other, and the shape is going to be trigonal planar. And now I want you to listen very carefully. What if the central atom it has a lone pair? Like here we have 10 chloride. If we draw the Lewis structure for 10 chloride, you know that 10 does not satisfy the octet rule. It's going to have two single covalent bonds and one lone pair, and the lone pair is going to repel the other sharing pairs of electrons. So the shape is going to be affected by the lone pair, but the lone pair is not going to be counted within the shape of the molecule. So here the shape is going to be bent. And now let's have the case where we have four things around the central atom. Like here methane with the formula CH4, carbon it's surrounded with four single covalent bonds. So these four single covalent bonds, according to VSEPR theory, they are going to repel each other and to be as far as possible from each other, and they form something called tetrahedral shape. Now what if the central atom it has four things and one of them it's a lone pair, like ammonia. if we draw the Lewis structure for ammonia, nitrogen is going to be the central atom, and it has 3 single covalent bonds and 1 lone pair. The lone pair is going to affect the other sharing pairs of electrons, and the shape is going to be trigonal pyramidal, which means that we have 3 atoms in the shape of a triangle, but that triangle is not in the same plane, it's like a pyramid. What if the central atom, it has 2 lone pairs? Like in water, oxygen is the central atom, it has 2 single covalent bonds and 2 lone pairs. Since oxygen, it has 4 things around it, it's supposed to have a tetrahedral shape, but the lone pairs are going to be invisible, so here the shape of the molecule is going to be bent. In the second part of the video, we are going to talk about the relation between the shape of the molecules and their polarity. And to do this, we have to compare between carbon dioxide and water. In carbon dioxide, the bond between carbon and oxygen is polar. Polar means that atoms are sharing electrons but not equally, because they have different electronegativity. Oxygen, it has a higher electronegativity, so the electrons are going to be closer towards oxygen, which will give the oxygen a partial negative charge and carbon a partial positive charge. But since here we have the 2 forces are opposite to each other because of the linear shape of the molecule, then the molecule is going to be nonpolar. While on the other side, if we look at the water molecule, the bond also between oxygen and hydrogen is polar, and since oxygen, it has a higher electronegativity, then the electrons are going to be closer to the oxygen, and hydrogen is going to be partial positive and oxygen is going to be a partial negative. But here we have something different than in carbon dioxide. The alignment of the bonds are not opposite to each other, so the resultant is not going to be equal to 0. And here the bonds are polar, and also the molecule is polar since the bonds do not cancel each other. And this difference in polarity causes difference in properties. That's why carbon dioxide, it's gas at room temperature, while water, it's liquid at room temperature. And now you are ready to solve the end of video questions. Please, if you are not, repeat the video again. Otherwise, solve the questions, put your answer in the comments section. If you have any question that I didn't cover in the video, please share it with me in the comments section. Share this video with your friends. Subscribe to my channel to stay tuned for more videos. See you in other videos, and good luck.